Board Games follows the entrepreneur Marcus Dreer and his determination to accomplish his goals by any means necessary, even if it plummets him down a deadly hole of no return. For all of my book lovers out there, Board Games is a simmering drama that boils into a gripping conclusion, and you can find Board Games 1 and 2 now on Amazon. It'll be the perfect read this holiday season, and it's written by yours truly, so you won't be disappointed. Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media, and I'm your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. As of this recording, December 22nd, 2021 is a couple weeks away. And on that date, it will officially be 10 years since I've been an entrepreneur. On December 22nd, 2011, I started my business, True Stories Media. I became an award-winning photographer within this decade. I've had my photography work published on online magazines within this decade. My books have been Amazon bestsellers within this decade. I've experienced the highs and the lows within this decade. I've experienced the negative bank accounts, the negative $500, $400, but I've also experienced, $1,000, $1,500, $1,000 deposits in my bank account. I've generated a 5-figure, 6-figure business. My podcast, Mogul Motivation, has been listened to around the world by thousands of subscribers. We're nearing 1 million listens, 1 million spins across all podcast platforms. I've experienced the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows. I've been sued, but I've also been grateful, and I've also been joyful for the journey that I've been on within this past decade as an entrepreneur. December 22nd, 2021 was the 10-year anniversary of me being an actual entrepreneur. But things didn't go as planned, and within that decade, I'm still so far away from my potential. I'm still so far away from what I really want to accomplish. And it's not because of hard work. It's not because, of external factors. It's mainly because I stopped minding my business. What do I mean by that? What I mean is I didn't fully believe in what I was doing when I started my business in 2011. You see, I had a vision. I had a very specific mission for True Stories Media when I started, but I didn't believe in it. I believed in it 60%. More than half, but not enough. And as a result, I allowed capitalism to manipulate me. You see, when capitalism manipulates you, it tells you that what you really want to do, what your passion is, isn't good enough and is not going to sustain you. So therefore, you need to find other ways to generate revenue. You need to find other ways to make money. You need to find other ways to live your life. So instead of minding my business, I started to do everything else. I started to look at stocks, real estate. I started to look at vending machines. I started to look at anything that could bring me money and generate money for me. That wasn't my business. A few weeks ago, actually about a month ago, from this episode recording, I posted on Facebook that in 2022 and beyond, I'm cutting out majority of my photography services. Going forward, I'm only going to offer headshot, portrait, and some real estate photography services, but that's it. No more weddings, no more events, no more babies, no more of that. And the reason why is because photography was never part of my business plan when I started in 2011. This was never part of my mission, ladies and gentlemen. I said on that Facebook post that photography was simply a hobby that turned into a business revenue stream simply because everybody kept asking me about pictures. I never set out to be a photographer. So even though I have become an award-winning photographer, even though my photography work has been published in online magazines, this was never part of the plan. But now I'm a photographer and I'm going to remain a photographer, but it's time to scale that down because that wasn't part of the business. That wasn't mining my business. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my business, Mogul Motivation, and its sister podcast, Sociology. If you haven't subscribed to it yet, go ahead and subscribe. My books, Board Games 1 and 2, and every literary work that's going to come therein after. This is mining my business, my core competency, which is what makes me stand out from anybody else. What allows me to do what I can do and what no one else can do is storytelling. That's my core competency. And instead of minding my business in 2011, I got away from minding my business and I started to dig every single where else just to make money, because that's what capitalism does to you. It manipulates you into thinking that you're not good enough and that you can't make it happen on your own with your passion. That was my mistake, and that's why 10 years later, I have to revisit it, and I have to restart, and I have to refocus. It's time for the remix, just like we talked about last week. I have to do it, ladies and gentlemen, because if I don't, I'm never going to reach my potential. And that's what you have to do as an entrepreneur and as a dream chaser. Stop digging everywhere else and start minding your business. You got a gold mine right there in your spirit, and you have to extract every single idea, every single uniqueness, every single gem, every single ounce of greatness that's within you to explode and to be successful. That's what you have to do. That's what I have to do. Mind your business. Don't find a side hustle to your side hustle if you already have a 9-to-5. That's capitalism. If you have a passion, if you have a dream, if you have a mission, mind your business and stick with that and stay in your lane and do what you do, because your core competency cannot be duplicated. It cannot be imitated. There's only one of you out of all the billions of people in this world, and it doesn't matter how saturated the market may be or how many people are doing the same thing that you are doing. It does not matter, because only you can do what you do and how you do it. That's what's going to stand apart from you and everybody else. It's your journey, it's your business, it's your vision, it's your mission, and you have to mind your business. You have to be focused. You have to stay streamlined, and you have to continue to dig and dig and dig until you strike gold, until you strike oil, until you hit the jackpot, because it's already within you. Stop looking elsewhere. Stop trying to find another job. Stop trying to find another business plan. Stop trying to find another revenue stream. It's already there. You already got the model. You already got the success. You just got to dig it up out of you. Period. And until you do that, you're going to feel stuck. Because see, here's the kicker. In this decade of me being a successful photographer and all of these things, I still generated success. I still built the business that's made thousands of dollars. I still made a way to support myself with my business and being self-employed. I still made a way to do it. So that's how I know that I'm sitting on an explosion that's soon to come, an explosion of gold, an explosion of oil, an explosion of greatness. Because if I reached all of this success, if I accomplished all of these things and I wasn't even minding my own business, I was being distracted doing this and doing that and offering services that was just meant to be a hobby. If I can accumulate success like that, oh man, imagine what's going to happen when I tap in to what my true gifts are, when I really focus on what my true blessings are, on what my true talents are. Imagine what's going to happen in your life and in your business when you do that, when you finally decide to stop playing around, to stop distracting yourself, to stop allowing capitalism to manipulate you, and to stop focusing on what the quote-unquote competition is. There's no such thing as competition when you're destined for something. When you stop focusing on all of that and you start focusing on what you are truly put on this earth for and what you're truly great at, imagine what's going to happen when you mind your business and you keep mining and you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper, and you extract every single ounce of gold and gems within you. Imagine what's going to happen when you do that. Just imagine reality. So this podcast, this episode, is a pivoting point in my life and in my entrepreneurial journey. After 10 years, I'm finally going to fully mind my own business. I'm going to focus on what my true gifts are, what my true talents are, and what my true passion is. There's no shade to photography. There's no shade to the other services that I offer, because I became good at them, but they were never part of the original mission, the original vision, the original plan. It was not a part of that. And now it's time to get back to that original vision and mine it and focus and refine it, and then the rest will be history. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Stop focusing on what everybody else is doing. Stop focusing on what social media is telling you you need to do for generational wealth. Stop focusing on the news. Stop focusing on the distractions. Stop focusing on your mistakes and just mind your business and keep minding it. And watch you strike gold. Watch you hit the jackpot. Watch you become everything that you want to be. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Number one, leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.